Okay, so, um, well, there goes the first faux pas of the. I need props to do this. Okay, let me take a breath. So, Bob, welcome to the Pereira Hanson family. We only let someone in every, 30 something years, okay? So, good job. So, Trisha and Bob, thank you for hosting all of us. We are so happy to be here to share your celebration. We're so glad. We love you. We love this lovely setting. And just that. So, when Trisha asked me to take her down the aisle, I was and am totally honored to do so because I represent those who could not be here, which would be John and Mary. So, if you would bear with me, those of you who knew them, please picture them beside me, and you would have John here loving and adoring his beautiful daughter, bride, and in tears. He would be in tears for sure. There would be the lovely Mary standing next to him, and as he liked to call her, his bride. She would be standing beautifully silent and just smiling. So we wish they were here. They're not. They're here in many, many, many ways. So it falls to me to sort of try anyway to say something that they would say. And so that's all I'm doing is trying. I thought about this a lot, and my dad would probably say how proud he is of his beautiful Trishy, the bride, and he would be so proud of Bob, being the business owner as he was. He would love you, Bob. So I came up with this one sentence, and hopefully you kept us young. So we thank you. You kept us young. You were a surprise from the jump. You were a surprise package 10 years after I was born. And some of you kind of know the story of Trisha's birth in the neighborhood. And I have promised not to tell that story. But you guys will know, some of you were there, some of you remember, but she was just special just since before birth and created excitement. So it's hard to do, but I wanted to capture something from both my mom and both my dad, what they would say, and I thought about it a long time. So my prop over here that I have to put down the microphone to get, thank you, would be, first of all, what my dad was famous for saying. So what this says is, what time does the, insert the current time, happy hour start? So that is for you. And so, and then from my mom, who wasn't as verbose, and we had to choose which one for my dad, which one I would put down there because he had a million of them, right? But so this story kind of goes back to when Perry, my son, our son, was 2 years old, and he was throwing dirt on my mom, sand from the playground, and I'm yelling at him, going, "Stop doing that!" She's going, "That's okay, that's okay." So anything we did was okay. So that's okay. And then, so just in keeping with that theme, I have to tell the story of when Bob came to the River's Edge Chateau to ask my mother. She said, okay. When he came in unexpectedly one day, we were having lunch, and Bob popped in and said to my mom, who he had a great relationship with, Mary, if at some time in the future I want to ask Trisha to marry me, would it be okay? So apparently she's, this is the result. That's okay. So, and Bob at the time said, oh, Linda, it's fortuitous that you're here, but you can't tell anybody. Well, it was the worst kept secret in the USA because I told everybody. I didn't tell you. And she didn't know because apparently she was surprised when he asked her to marry him last year. So let me now step out of the mom-dad representation and step into the sister-in-law persona, whatever, and say that so glad you got the mud. So to explain this further, before there were bachelorette parties, before there was Bodega Bay, before there was anything like what we did, Trisha, being my maiden of honor, had a reservation for us to go to the Calistoga mud baths the day before the wedding. And, I guess you would call it a spa day. We didn't, no, it's a spa day. Now, we would call it a spa day. But, so we're driving up to the Calistoga mud baths, and in the Highway 29 traffic, we're late. We're late for the mud bath appointment. So picture this, we're in the reception area, Trisha's standing at the desk. She's like a teenager, I don't know, 18. And I'm the 10-year-old older sister. And she's told by the receptionist that we are too late and we will not be getting the mud. Well, that was a problem. So, quote, if we can't have the mud, we don't want anything. Okay? And so today, that's still a family joke. If you want the mud, if you demand the mud, get the mud, whatever, it represents getting the full package, the best. And so I say to you, congratulations, you both got the mud. Mud. Johnny.
Hi, I want to thank our hosts, Trisha and Bob, and thank you for having us in this beautiful place. And obviously, you guys look around because you're the best of the best that got to be here. And so honored to be part of this. And I know, as the pastor was saying today, we will all be there to remind you of this day and to support you in your years to come. And that's really special to me. Put that down. It better be. So, and thank you everybody who came from near and far. I can't even tell you, I've talked to a few people, but you can't know what it means to Trisha and Bob to have you here. It's not easy to have an intimate wedding. So it was really great that you guys all came, everybody came. The party is this. So I met Trisha 40 years ago, 40 years and 1 month ago. Yeah, and I think she remembered what it was like to be the new kid because she befriended me when I first moved to Napa, and I didn't know anybody, and I was a total nerd. And she introduced me to her group of friends, and those friends, that group of girls, got me through junior high and high school. And Trisha has gotten me through everything since. And we've had so many fun vacations, and we had I read up on what's appropriate to share at weddings, and this, probably most of it is not. So I'll just skim over and say, so many important moments in my life involved this young woman here, and I'm so pleased and happy to see this for her today. And, she was by my side when I got married, and she was in the delivery room when I had our first child. And even though it was rude of me to have it at 6 in the morning, not a morning person, she was there. And that's really special to be able to say that you have that kind of a friend. When Trisha called me a year ago in a few days and told me, not much surprises me, and you could have knocked me over. First of all, that you even made a phone call and not a text. I'm like, why is she calling? Something's wrong. No. So that was just the best news. I mean, I have loved Bob. He, just walking into the store, the environment that Bob and John have created in that store, it reminds me so much of Trisha and me. There's just so much joy, and they have just the biggest hearts. And even through, when I've been kind of down lately and going in there to talk about doggies, and I always walk out with a smile on my face, just really, really special. And I'm so happy that you get to marry into that too. And that, like Sue said, what quote is that, Sue? What number? One of her quotes was one of my quotes, and it was, and I'll tell you why. So that the quote about if beauty fades and sexiness is fleeting, but you marry a man who can keep you laughing, that's a gift. And that was Joanne Woodward, and she was married to Paul Newman for 40 years. So that's pretty special, and I'm pretty sure that's a big key to your heart, because you know what, Bob, you got her here today. That was you did not have a runner. And so I would say, yeah, Bob, you know Trisha better than anybody here, and you don't need any advice from me, but I'm going to give you some anyway. So be curious, pay attention, be attentive, and be in the moment, because that's what this Gemini girl is so good at. I'm always looking forward, but she pulls me back into the moment, and if you enjoy that, she's the life of the party, and there's no better thing. And I would say to both of you, have fun together and honor your differences. And in the esteemed words of the great philosophers Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other. So if you would raise your glass and give a toast to our friends, Trisha and Bob, may you create a marriage that feels like the safest place on earth.
Give it to that guy.
Thank you. You may want to get some whiskey. Okay, first of all, I have to apologize. I know it's not really appropriate to bring notes. You're supposed to be able to just do it. But as I was in preparation of doing this speech, I noticed my memory was just getting wacky. I just couldn't remember anything. So I just want you to know that this is going to go off without a hitch. And the main reason is because this is a ceremony with two very special people, Frank and Judy. I really do. I swear to God, I just think it's great. Anyway, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for all coming. It's been just a beautiful setting, just an absolutely great ceremony. And it was a wonderful ride-in, too. I mean, this just getting into here was just great. That's an inside joke. Anyway, there comes a time in someone's life where there's a moment that they find that perfect person. I mean, it's that one. It's that person, it's a soulmate, it's who you want to spend the rest of your life for. Bob found that moment. It happened 36 years ago when he met me. Congratulations, Bob. I'm sorry, Trish. Anyway, allow me to introduce myself. My name is John, and I was honored to be picked as Bob's best man. And I really do appreciate you finally admitting that I am the best man. That was really very nice. You know, as the best man, one of the responsibilities is organizing the bachelor party. Now, the bachelor party, if people aren't aware of it or don't know what goes on, if you've never experienced, is a lot of fun, okay? And I'll tell you, it was one of those nights, or as a weekend, and I have to shout out to Doug, Don, Dave, Henry, Charles, who came out and made it very special. And I'll tell you, those museum tours, you know, and then the poetry recitals, it was incredible. But you know what? That class in embroidery, it wasn't just fun, it was very educational. Anyway, now, you know, this is a time actually, where's Trish? Right? Trish, Bob, Trish, can you do me a favor real quick? Can you just stand over or get over here by the table real quick? Okay, if you could do me a favor, is just put your hand flat out on the table. It could be your right hand, left hand. Yes, perfect. Bob, would you be so kind as to place your right hand on top of Trish's? Okay. That's nice. That's really nice. Bob, that's the last time you'll ever have the upper hand. Okay. Congratulations. Okay. So, well, no, I actually wrote that. No, I copied it, then I wrote it. But seriously, on a more serious point, we've all experienced that moment where you met that person. And that person is who changes your life. And in Bob's case, I know it has changed his life. And it's been wonderful. I'm sure all of you have had that moment. If you haven't, you probably will already, you will. For me, it happened almost 30 years ago. I met this cute little Italian girl in the check stand of a local grocery store, which I don't even know where she is right now, but she's 30 years, she's tired. Okay, and I get it. Anyway, some people call it like a grateful wish. Some people call it a dream. Some people call it destiny. Some may even call it just plain luck. But however it happens tonight, it happened, and that's what makes me happy. Now, I met Bob 36 years ago. It was at the College of San Mateo. It was the first class. It was an accounting class. And I was sitting in the back row in the back seat. No one else. It was just starting to come in. Then Bob came in, and he comes in. He's looking around the class, and he goes to the back row, to the back seat, the farthest away from the teacher. And I said, all right, he's not a front row guy. That's good. I like that. Then as the class went on, I pulled out a box of candy, because I wasn't a great student, but I was a good student, but I wasn't a great student. And the box of candy I had was Jujubes. I don't know if you've ever had Jujubes, you know. They're not great for your teeth. And then Bob actually had the same darn candy. And then halfway through the class, he's throwing them at me. I know this sounds really weird, but it really did happen. But it's how we met, and it was from that day he became my best bud. He became a brotherhood, and he became a great, great friend, and also a business partner now for about 10 years. So it's been wonderful. To know Bob right now, what's happening here, this is what makes him happy. He's got his friends, he's got his family, he's enjoying this moment. This is what he's all about. I know he's truly happy to have Carol here, his sister, Jake and Shane, his nephews, Abby, and of course his gorgeous daughters, Kelly and Lauren here. It's just wonderful. I know that is what Bob is about, and that's truly who he is. And to know him as a guy, he's that kind of guy that will, if you have a problem, you go to him, and he gives you the most solid, sound advice. Now, I don't heed it most of the time, but that's okay. I just do that to piss him off. But he is that guy. But the one thing about Bobby is the one thing I admire the most is as a friend, he always has my back. And that's a great quality to have in anybody. Now, a girl named Trisha. Okay? She, first of all, looks stunningly gorgeous today. Seriously. I met Trisha about 9 years ago, probably. How old's Gus? Okay, 9. So 9 years, thereabouts. She came into the store. She didn't have Gus at the time. She came in and she goes, I have cats and I want the best thing for them. I'm going, all right. I like her. Then a little bit later on, she came in with Gus, and she came in with this just cutest little Rottweiler Aussie pup. And she said, dang it, I want the best thing for him. I'm going, all right. This girl, she's a good person. And to know Trisha is to know somebody who loves animals. And she truly does love animals. And in my opinion, to see someone's soul is to see how they take care of and treat animals. This girl's got soul, without a doubt. Now, as a matter of fact, when it comes down to it, we're really here for Gus. Because of Gus, yeah. So we can thank that dog. If you see him, give him a little shake on the head. He's the one, obviously, the ring bearer. And I would like to thank whoever tied the rings on there. Thank you for putting that in a freaking lockbox, okay? That was really nice of you. Yeah, that's right. There is one thing I do want to talk about Trisha. Super good quality. Other than the fact that she likes brown sugar and cinnamon Pop-Tarts, which, by the way, are the best Pop-Tarts, she has that crazy, wacky sense of humor. And oddly, so does Bob. And thank God you have that, because you're going to need that, darling. So let me get back to what actually brought us here today. We all have something in common here. We've all wished Trisha and Bob happiness throughout our lives. Whether you were a kid, you knew her, you just always wish them happiness. But which actually leads me to a quote. And the quote is from Walt Disney. It's, a dream is a wish a heart makes. Well, we've all made our wishes for Bob and Trisha to be happy. And now your dream begins and it becomes reality. So right now I'd like to make a toast to Bob and Trisha, my dearest friends, to many years of happiness, love, and very importantly, health. I don't have my drink.
Love you. Awesome.
Here's their first dance as a married couple. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, shall I stay? Would it be a sin? Oh, if I can't help falling in love with you. so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. Oh, for I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, for I can't help falling in love with you. Bob and Shisha, everyone. Now we'll be entering into the brother-sister dance.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road gets you where you wanna go. If you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, hope you choose the one means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find a window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. More than anything, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you, wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. I hope you never look back, but you never forget all the ones who love you in the place you left. I hope you always forgive and you never regret, and you help somebody every chance you get. Oh, you find God's grace in every mistake, and always give more than you take. More than anything, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you, wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. It's my